Well, hey, good evening. Saturday night. It's about 9:40. I was seeing if anybody else was live, but I didn't notice anything out there. What was going on? So just looking to talk and see if anyone's out there that would like to pop in and just a little random chat about the week, about the weekend, what's going on. Let me see if I have anybody fresh here. Getting to the point where I'm watching more YouTube than I am regular television. So we got, it says we got 4 watching. So I'm just logging in. I don't see anyone. See who's in the chat. Not sure how busy. Cool background. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, thumbs up. yeah. This is not the Jason show where it's thumb down. I mean, obviously everybody. If I tell them don't do thumbs down, they're going to do thumbs down anyway. So, hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy? I'm just coming on here randomly. I was looking for if anybody else was live. Kind of, it's Memorial Day weekend. I'm not sure. The tour of that warehouse was wild. Yeah, Jason, Banana Finds, which I'm going to actually now make, since Banana's in the room, I'm going to make him a mod. Jason, I just gave you a wrench. So the job with the responsibility with that wrench is, if anyone tells the truth about me or says anything bad, you're supposed to kick them out. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Quiet night. Yeah, it's quiet night here. I had went this morning to a what was supposed to be an estate sale. Got all excited to go, and it wound up just being a yard sale. So it really wasn't that great. I was like, wow, it felt like it was a waste of time. I mean, I did buy a couple board games and stuff like that, and a box of Legos and some Mr. Potato Heads. I only spent $30 at it, but the hope is to turn it into $75 or $80. But you people don't realize you spend a lot of time chasing it after, $30 or $40 worth of profit and stuff, 2 or 3 hours, and you sometimes. Is it worth it? That's where, when I was on with Eric and Jason the other night, man, I wish I could time out people. Yeah, even if you just could time them out for 5 minutes and they come back and apologize. But I'm in the middle of actually today. I got a lot of stuff. I got a bunch of stuff, probably 40 or 50 items listed, and carried a lot of stuff. We're getting we're redoing our basement, and we're carrying stuff down there. Hello, Mary Dells. How you doing? Been selling some smalls. Happy to get them gone. Yeah. It's funny because I have a package going out of one of those the Brady Bunch Alice doll. Somebody paid $45 to have that shipped overseas. There's where I think sometimes they must just limit those, where they only come into the United States and stuff like that. If anybody wants to pop in the chat, let me know. Just say, hey, Pat, are you looking for company? I wasn't even sure if I was going to go live because I reached out to DJ Picker and Alex, the, Fat Man the Flipper, and I thought they were going to go live, and I didn't see it. So I waited around. I said, you know what? I'm going to go random and just come on and talk and see who's on, a holiday weekend and stuff like that. Now, I'm gonna do like kind of go over here. We got Bluegrass Thrift. Now, where are you from, Bluegrass Thrift? I kind of just like to get an idea. If everybody in the room who's watching now can just put where they're from, to give me an idea where everybody's from. I know Banana Finds is from, Pennsylvania and stuff, but if everybody could just put, like, after their name, the state that you're from. Just trying to get a good idea. Sometimes it's hard. Kentucky. How about, now I know Eric is from Ohio. Utah. Okay, Ohio. Virginia. Okay. Yeah, that's always hard too when you're putting out these, is what time are people up and what time are they interested. I know, like the other night, you're 30 minutes from Pittsburgh. I got to go. Oh, wow, 4 o'clock. I'm not a morning person. If I had to go 4 o'clock, it would have to really pay well. Oh, okay. Moonlight, 60 miles southwest of St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, okay. How far are you? I don't know. Hey, Paul, I don't know if you know John from Nevermore Antiques. He's in Missouri, and um, hey, James, he's down there. I'm not sure how he's Fredericktown, Michigan. Oh, okay. You're from Michigan. Okay. Paul, I don't know how close if you know John from Nevermore Antiques. So now, is everybody who's coming in the room? Oh, you're 20 miles. Do you know him, Paul? There's always that when we ask. There's that probably 10 or second. It's on Sundays, LL. It's so stupid to wake up for one day, but tomorrow I'll make $50 an hour. Yeah, I used to work. I used to work for Conagra Foods back when I was 25, and we could work. Sometimes they would force us to work 12 hours a day, seven days a week, and Saturdays was always time and a half, and Sunday was always double time. I made good money working there. It was a union shop and stuff like that, and you know. That's where like this reselling game is not for everybody. I had somebody come to me one time when I used to own a Subway franchise, and they said they wanted to do Subway, and they were making $80,000. Okay, yeah, I just got from Jordan. He is going to go live. Oh, Conagra Foods, yeah. Yeah, I worked in their flour mill division. I need to see if I can add my name on. Add your name on what? Not sure what you mean. Now, is anybody taking the extra time this weekend to get their eBay listings? I've been seeing and hearing. Hey, Derek, how you doing, buddy? Oh, your dad sold flour. Yeah, I worked at Martin's Creek, and I worked at Treichler's. Two of their, Yeah, that would be great. Hold on 1 second, all right? I'm going to have Jason, and I think he said Eric will come in, so that makes it a lot easier to chit chat. So give me 1 second, guys. So everybody, just be a little patient. Okay. I'm still kind of new to when you're in the middle of starting and inviting people, so I'm not sure exactly how that works. Jason, I have to see Eric. Hold on, guys. Thanks for being. I'm inviting some people that want to come in and chit chat a little bit. So, Eric. I think this is the right Eric. I want to make sure I'm inviting. No, that's not the right. Did that work? Is that the wrong week? Okay, Jason's going to send it to him. Great. Oh, I know. Don't you? I hate that when you get the 500 listings and they give you like 2 days, 3 days to list the items, and if you don't have pictures, it's very hard to kind of take advantage of that. How is Derek doing tonight? Let's see. Hey guys.
I'm going back.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, no hats tonight.
That's Jason's show. He's so weird about stuff like that.
It was LL Cool J night the other night. So, Jason, did you like rap as a teenager at all?
Yes, I did, but I also liked heavy metal, so go figure.
Yeah. I always liked good music, but I didn't like some of the crazy music. I have a show that I usually do at times, but it's always hard to figure out how to invite people in the middle of it. So, okay, guys who are in the room, I got Eric. You guys want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, we can. My name's Eric. I'm the nameless picker. Please subscribe to my channel. Pretty much that's about it. I mean, I've been selling for a long time. I've done a lot of different shows and been on a lot of different channels, but just an eBay seller. Hey, Craig. Jason.
All right, and I'm Jason, aka Banana Finds, and ditto. I am also an eBay reseller. I'm not good at these introduction things. I'm sure a lot of people have recognized in the chat. How's it going, everyone?
Now, Mary Dell said, tell them to type something, and she's saying that because if you go to the right of their name, the 3 dots, they can, subscribe to the channel. Hey, Landshark, what are you doing? You want to hang out at all tonight? Oh, there's John.
Oh.
I'm not sure, John, what you're doing or how you're feeling, but if you want to pop in, send me a message. I know you've been sick the past week and stuff like that. We had another guy that was in the room, says he lives about 20 minutes from you. Okay, Craig. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? I see.
All the heavy hitters came out all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know. I guess you always get that notification about 20 minutes after the fact. So, what are you guys doing tonight? You both seem like you're in your office.
Well, I can tell you, I was extremely productive for the past 3 hours. I've been sleeping, and I just woke up. Well, I'm still even a little groggy, so give me a little bit to warm up. I wasn't expecting to go live.
Yeah, I'm drinking a little coffee, just trying to get a little motivated, start some listing. But
all right, I'm gonna give me guys. You guys want to talk? Give me a couple minutes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
send John the link.
Yeah, send John a link. I think this will be the first. Me and John have been on shows together, but not online. So that's kind of.
I've been on John before. So.
Yeah, John's a good guy.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of respect for John and.
Always good to hear the updates on the antique store.
Yeah.
So Brian Dubs is right outside of York, PA. I mean, I'm very familiar with that area. That's not too far from Jason. So.
Oh yeah, I've done a lot of auctions up in York. Sure.
Spent a lot of time in that town.
Yeah, I actually like it. It's a nice area.
Now, do you do anything special with the holidays at all, or no?
No.
No. For me, it's my first time in 20 years having the ability just to have off.
Oh, really?
Oh. Yeah. Now, Bluegrass Thrift is asking, what is the story behind the guy in Pottsville? Now, Jason, is it Pottstown or Pottsville?
Oh,
Pottstown.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, John, how are you?
They're somewhat close to one another, but I always get them
right. Do you want to explain a little bit about the story?
The story.
In other words, he's closing.
Yeah, basically. I mean, he's closing. I think at the end of June he's supposed to be out, but it might get extended a bit because he has so much stuff. My understanding is that he's going to put up a lot of it in storage.
Yeah, and he has a Facebook page, and I spoke to his daughter, and she said if you join their Facebook group and there's something in the store you saw that you wanted and they hadn't sold it yet, you can send them a message, and they are going to make arrangements to do selling out of these storage units. But you got to be kind of specific in what you're looking for. So,
yeah, that's with all the stuff that he has, I wouldn't want that task to kind of go through that.
Yeah, especially in a hot storage unit.
Yeah, that's why. If you can get out there and get it now, where you can. But
he had a bunch of teenagers there helping him when we were there. They had a tractor trailer backed up that they were loading up.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just going right to a storage unit.
He told me, the guy told me that some of the stuff, unfortunately, will probably get scrapped and thrown away.
Some of it needs to be scrapped and thrown away, though.
Were there Hot Wheels? I don't even remember Hot Wheels. There's so much stuff. It's like
Yeah.
you get
There were Hot Wheels. I bought Hot Wheels out of, when I was there. Not the last time I was there, but the time before I bought some Hot Wheels from him. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you look like you're starting to come back a little bit, John. You're getting a little color back.
Yeah, what's up, John?
Yeah, I was horrible. What really sucked is this is my life. This is my luck. They had a 100-mile yard sale, and I go to it, and we go to the first stop. I pick up 2 Harmon Kardon receivers.
Yeah.
I pick up what else did I get there? I got 5 signed. I still haven't even looked at them. I just seen they were signed and numbered. Artist prints of like wildlife stuff, $1 a piece in a tube rolled up. Bought those. Bought a bunch of kids books, the Lemony Snicket, whatever.
Yeah.
Some other kids books. Just murdered it. And I'm standing inside the garage at this Presbyterian church, and I hear, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I hear, I'm like, my buddy, we brought his truck, and it's a Chevy, and he'd been having trouble getting it to start because his fuel pumping went out. We make it to one yard sale, and the fuel pump went out in his truck, and we didn't get to go back down till today. And I didn't really find a whole lot of really good stuff today. I did find like a 3-foot-long dinosaur that when you walk past it, it growls at you. It's like a skeleton. But I stand to believe that if I could have yard sale that whole day, I would have probably killed it.
So you basically got 100 feet of the 100-foot yard, or the 100.
Yeah. I mean, boy, we got to the yard sale the first time, and that was it. I'm like, it cost. I feel bad because I didn't get a bunch of stuff, but it ended up costing him $1,000 between the tow bill and getting the new fuel pump put in. So that was my. And then I came home. I went to bed because I was sick, and I didn't wake up till like 1 o'clock the next day. I slept for like literally slept for it had to be 20 hours.
Wow, 20 hours straight?
Yeah, off and on. Like I got up and came in here and sat at the computer. But if you ever just slept so much that your body is just like it hurts from sleeping.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
get like that in 25 years.
Yeah. And then I went and sat in my chair. I'm good for about 6-7 hours a night. If I can sleep 6-7 hours, if I can do any more than that, I hurt the next day.
Like if I get 3 or 4.
I remember hearing old people talk like this, and I'm like, old people. And now here I am, like, if you sleep more than 6 hours, you're gonna feel it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're old when sleeping pulls a muscle.
I did find some cool stuff today out yard sailing. I bought a really neat old glass dome that you put like flowers in it and it seals up. I bought some floor mats. I love car parts. I bought that dinosaur. I bought a ton of big Star Wars figures for like $1 a piece at a yard sale. So it was what it was, but the 100-mile yard sale by the third day was picked clean. If you can't get out there on the first day, you might as well stay home, I think.
Well, you always got to get out there, and you're going to pay a little higher price for being first day, but that's the penalty you pay for getting first choice. So you got to pay up a little bit more for it. But
I did sell a really neat item. I sold a Mitsubishi. I got it right here. I sold this. It's a Mitsubishi DA M10 meter.
Oh, okay.
I sold that for $260. Nice. I paid $10 for it at the auction.
And it's light too, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, get this cable right here, just the cable, $66 plus shipping on just that cable. So that's crazy when you start looking at the high-end electronics. And I've got the amp that goes with it too. So if I got 260 out of that, I'll get 250 out of the amp and 60 for this, and this will pay for both pieces. It's absolutely insane some of the stuff that.
Yeah, you just got to make a decision whether or not you want to ship high-end electronics. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, if you got $10 in it, it's rolling them dice, and you know, if you're out $10, I don't know, man. That's pretty good.
No, but all I've done today is yard work and put some bids in some online auctions.
Really. I was talking to Jason. He's starting an online auction, and had some questions and wanted to run some stuff past me. And I'm like, just do it, bro.
I do it every month. I have an online auction out of my house too.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, man, he needs to talk to you. Yeah, because that's exactly what he's wanting to do.
Hey, John, did you ever? I remember seeing on your Facebook or something you were going to do some auctions live. Did you end up doing those?
Well, we ended up buying the store. Then my wife was pregnant, and she ended up. It was a tubal pregnancy, and we ended up losing the baby, and things just were really hectic. And I've got like 60 registered people now, and I've finally got some pictures taken, and I'm getting ready to. I'm gonna give it the old college try, and see how well it works out. I do really well on like mothership products auctions. The past 2 or 3 times I was on there, I broke 1,000 or came within like $30 of it. And that's not too bad for where I live at. I mean, $1,000 in my neck of the woods is decent. That's decent money for just a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, $1,000 is $1,000. I mean, especially when you don't have to incur all the fees and photos and descriptions, and
yeah,
etc.
Yeah, for sure. I heard the dreaded term several times today. I walked up to an auction and a yard sale, and a guy had a Harley Davidson train out there, and he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "there's only 200 and something of them made." I'm like, "Okay, how much do you want for it?" And he goes, "Well, on eBay." And I'm like, "Sir, you have said too much. I should have got this on camera." I said, "Sure, you have said too much. I'm not interested."
And you know, it's not just that, but it's always the active highest priced one. It's not like a sold.
That's what he said. He goes, "Well, there's one listed for 150, and there's one listed for 250." And he goes, "They don't have the boxes, so I only want 150 for mine." I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "I'm still not interested, but thank you, sir. Have a good day." And I just left and walked to the next yard sale. I'm like, I'm not even wasting my time with eBayers today.
Yeah, those are always fun. Always fun when you go to an estate sale or an auction or even a yard sale, and they've got the printout of the highest listed item on, taped to the item.
Oh
yeah. The next house over, though, my buddy Paul. He's a glass collector, pottery collector, and I'm like, "Hey, Paul, there's some McCoy over here." And it was a McCoy set, and there was like 5 pieces there, and it was some kind of metallic paint. Brand new. It still had the sticker on the bottom. I go, "Paulie, this thing still has a sticker on it." There was an $8 price tag, and Paulie, he don't pay. It could be $1. Will you take 50 cents?
Yeah.
So he comes over, and these are like old ladies, and Paulie's like, "Hey guys," he's like, "Hey," he goes, "Can you do any better on this McCoy set here?" And the lady goes, "Well," she goes, "I got 8." She goes, "I do 7." He goes, "How about 5?" And she looked at him. She goes, "Okay, I'll do that." And I'm standing there just in awe that he just like talked this lady down $3. Like I'm doing the mathematical percentage in my head. And I'm like, maybe I need to try this a little bit more. And then the lady looks at him and goes, "Honey," she goes, "I still got the original box for that. Would you like it?" And I looked at the lady and I go, "No, he don't want that box. You just throw it in the trash." And he looked at me and he mouths, "He's got the box." And I'm like, I go back to the car, and I actually filmed it when I walked up to the car. I'm like, "So, sir," I said, "would you like the box?" I was just like in awe.
Yeah, but there's a certain I don't know, chutzpah, I guess was the word, to be able to negotiate. I mean, you've got to be able to walk up and just offer a lower price.
Yeah.
But be kind when you're doing it.
Well, I mean, you can offer the lower price, but if the price is good as it is, I mean, nothing wrong with asking, nothing wrong with saying, oh, well, that's all right, that's a good price, I'll take that anyway. But
that happened to me, and me, Jason, and Scott were at the flea market. Someone had a little recorder, brand like it was used once in the box, and he had $5 on it. And I know they sell for around 20, 25. So I said to him, "Would you take $4?" He goes, "Yeah." Just because I didn't want to, just you always feel like at the flea markets, even if you're knocking $1 off, that's just part of the, the experience.
That's what I need to get better at, is just asking, because I'm such a putz. I'm just like, here's your money. I'll even do the math for him. It's $22. Here, take my money because I'm stupid. Like, I don't even be like, hey, I got $22.
You're laughing, but Jason's the exact same way. He doesn't know how to negotiate to save his life.
Like, I wouldn't even be like, would you take 20? In fact, the guy at the auction or this yard sale that I got all the Star Wars from, he handed me too much change back, and I'm like, sir, you gave me too much money back. This is yours.
Done. You know how I negotiate? I negotiate by buying so much stuff it confuses the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And they're just happy to have you.
Yeah.
Get rid of the stuff and take your money. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got a pile. You hand them $5,000. I think that's about right, and you got $10,000 worth of stuff sitting there. So
right now, do you guys, when you go and buy stuff, do you ever tell people that you're reselling, or?
I do if they ask.
Yes,
yeah, I don't lie about it. I mean, if somebody asks me, I'll say, you know what, I'll probably, some of it's for, I come up with a line of, well, some of it's for my collection, and then I'll probably sell some of it to help pay for my stuff.
Yeah, because I met a guy that has a big warehouse in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and he sets up at the flea market. And I was pointing right, because now he knows he can't move so much at the flea market, so now he looks for stuff for me and is giving me an open invite to come to the warehouse. Because, you got to remember, these guys sometimes when they buy these units for $200, they have 50 cents, when the average is 50 cents or $1. So if I can help him move $100 worth of stuff a week and I can make money, he doesn't care.
Yeah, most storage unit buyers, they try to get their money back with a couple purchase, a couple pieces, either furniture or things like that, and then everything else is gravy.
Right.
Would you guys have passed this up for $3?
No, I would have bought that in a heartbeat.
That is just the coolest thing ever.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you need to put that in the front window, so whenever somebody opens the door and the thing roars,
John,
that'd be like your door announcement. Somebody came into your shop.
Oh wow, yeah. Is that now? That's what is that? That's a dinosaur. Is that an educational toy?
No, it's like a Halloween toy or something. It's a Stegosaurus,
okay.
And I love it. I love weird stuff like this. So, like, I'm gonna put it in the store at the window, probably on top of my TV. Just so the people will be like, what the hell is that?
What is it made of, John?
It's plastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just plastic. But,
well, I mean, I wasn't expecting you to say bone. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think they were selling something like that at Home Depot, like for around $40 or $50.
Really?
Yeah, because I do remember seeing a big horse with that type of, when you said Halloween, then it dawned on me, and they were asking a lot of money for that. It was like the horse about the size of a deer, so it was probably about 5 foot, but it was like it was a Halloween decoration for sure. Yes, Jim and Tara are saying Big Lots had them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're if anything's bigger than a bread box, Jim and Tara know about it.
I bought those Betamax tapes when we were down at the surplus store, and blank ones. And I drive by a yard sale today, and what do I run into?
No way.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And I got a charger with it. The guy goes, I don't know. He goes $20. So I looked it over. I'm looking online, and I said,
$20 for that? That's crazy.
No, I paid $15.
Oh well, I'd have paid $20 for it.
Yeah, I said to him, I looked at him and I said, "Oh, you got what else?" I said, so I looked at him. I said, 15. He goes, "Yup." Didn't even hesitate or nothing. I think as long as you're good with people and don't feel like you're kicking them in You know, like when we were with Jason and Scott, a guy had a roached out lunchbox. He wanted $20,
Nice.
and I was willing to probably pay 7 or 8 because it was probably worth around 25, 30. And I said, "Oh, okay, I'll let you know." You know, I said it is a little surface rust and stuff. I try to be a little picky because I do collect them myself too. Johnny, what do you got there? Tell us what you're showing us? Slides?
Slides, yeah.
Yeah, there's a certain nameless person on the group
I'm following
tonight.
it all of a sudden.
Yeah, they
I love the
always
cases.
talking about-
Those cases are hard to find. Those are nice ones.
yeah, these. Well, here's the thing: is that they're all labeled in here, and this is Virginia. This is labeled the house, Big Springs, Missouri, Detroit, Clarksville. But there were some in here that were 1967, and they were Yellowstone. Here's 69 Michigan, 1969 Michigan, and then they had a series of them in here that were from Yellowstone. Vacation, Yellowstone. All of those are from Yellowstone.
And what year are those?
1967.
Okay.
And then here's one from, I guess, Mount Rushmore, where they went and took the obelisk.
That's cool.
And then these are all from, it says SIU Carbondale. I don't know. That's not too exciting. But I thought for sure that the Yellowstone would be kind of cool. What was really weird is I paid $2 a piece for these,
Wow.
and then the big one, I only had to pay $3 for it. So I was like, that's a little.
The big cases I sell typically for about $20 a piece. I've never had any cases like that. I would expect those to get at least $10 a piece just for the cases.
Yeah.
And then I would group the slides because you've only got a small amount of slides for each area. I'd probably put all those together in groups and trying to get $10 to $15 a grouping out of them.
Yeah, I don't know where these are from, but they're all Kodachrome, it says.
Red border is the key with slides. If you can find red borders, that'll date them back into the that's 50s.
Almost all of these are red borders.
Yep, and you want to use that in your title, red border in your title, because people look for that.
Yeah.
Now, if they're in film, it doesn't discolor. It doesn't discolor either, so that's why people like them so much.
That is so cool, bro.
I got a quick question. Can they make pictures out of those?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's typically who you're selling it to. You're selling it to people who are going to use the images for something else.
Let me see if I can.
Girl sitting on another girl on a lap.
That looks like a Spears photo.
Yeah, it's so cool. And it is. You can look at it, you can be like, well, that's from the 50s or something. I mean, because it's just what it looks like. Man, you're such a wealth of knowledge, both of you. This is just some chick in a hat. She's beautiful. That's kind of cool. Oh. Anyways,
you guys remember sitting in school back in the day and watching slideshows?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here's somebody's wedding.
See, wedding photos sell really well because they like to recreate the old dresses, too.
Right.
Yeah, another wedding. Oh, wow. She don't look happy.
I think Pat's background is like a comedy club in Jersey.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people use that background. I'm not sure how it works, but it's kind of cool.
It's not a green screen. I had it made.
Really, because I swear that Sandy, the jewelry lady, I thought she had one too.
Yeah, what I did is I went on Amazon and found people that sell photography backgrounds. So when they take pictures, that way there's no licensing issue or stuff like that. But with the setup I had with the window and stuff, until I get my setup downstairs, I have a New York background too, which I'll put that up sometimes when I talk about money and stocks that I like to talk about on my other channel. And then I have a Christmas background, and I think I'm gonna put that up maybe next week when I do Scott's show, because I always like to bust John. He busts my chops because I have a Christmas tree still up in our living room.
Oh my!
Well, yeah, there's no decorations on it. And to be honest, the reason it's up because a lot of my inventory was being stored in the attic, and what was happening the last couple of years, every time we took the tree up, we were losing a branch or two. So we probably had 3 or 4 Christmas trees, and we only have probably 1 or 2 good ones. And so I said, you know what? Don't even worry about taking it up. We'll put it over in the corner. Well, when I had switched my camera around the one week, I didn't notice that people could see in the background the Christmas tree. So I was getting a little, my chops busted.
Those slides were 1953.
Yeah,
They were marked. That one was marked.
Slides, they're long tail. They take a while to sell, but they do sell. I mean, it's just one of those things. It just takes a little bit of time.
Hey, Craig, would you lot them together?
Yeah, unless there's something really, really interesting and vintagey looking in the slide, I usually sell them in lots. But
Really,
like the Mount Rushmore slide, I might sell that separately. But since you've got them in small groups, of like there's 10 or 15 slides for each subject, I would probably put them as lots.
I might have to get with you later and knock around in your head, because that'd be a place I like to camp out for a minute and gain some knowledge.
There's plenty of room up there.
I know you're plenty of room. I know you're the slide king. I thought about you today when I bought them, so it's kind of weird. And
I'm actually more of a slide hoarder lately. I haven't really got it. I need to get a bunch up because I've just got, I don't know, I've got thousands of slides to get up. So,
and you know what's sad is that Goodwill now, they're dumping the slides in the trash.
They won't sell them.
Yep.
I said, you guys realize you're destroying history. You're destroying art.
I see the carousels all the time, like 4 and 5 stacks of them.
And every one of those carousels came into Goodwill loaded with slides.
More than likely, yeah.
I used to buy from Goodwill all the time.
How you doing, Craig?
Good. What's up, Pat?
Good. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, John, I had a quick question. At Goodwill, do they have electronics?
Yeah.
That's a problem that we have in our area. That the Goodwills basically they pallet up their computers and their you don't see TVs.
They do their computers. Any old computer goes to wherever, because in our area they've got a group of people that I guess works on them, and they put them back together, and then I don't know what they do with them.
Yeah, because the guy one time was putting one in the truck. And I said to the lady outside, I said, I'll go in and I'll pay. No, we're not allowed to. The guy goes to me, you want it? I said, yeah. He goes, go ahead, take it. Don't worry about it. And my son got it working, and that's the computer he uses. And I'll tell you, my son just last week, he goes, Dad, we got to meet up with someone in Scranton. He bought a computer. He's already ripped it apart, and he's already gotten like $100 out of a $40 investment.
Yeah. Partnet Computers is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially old. I've got an old vintage late 90s gaming computer that sits out on my porch that's underneath everything. It probably isn't a great place for it to be because it's, moisture in the air and stuff. But the case alone on it is what I wanted to be able to sell the case. But if it still boots whenever I get around to it, I'll sell the motherboard. I buy the anti-static bags off of eBay, the pink one, and then I take the motherboard out after it's tested, slide it in there, and that's how I ship it.
If you find like the old 5 1/4 floppy drives, the real floppy 5 1/4 drives, those things are $40-$50 on eBay by themselves.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting harder to find. That machine out there has one in there. I didn't know that.
I've got a machine. I've got a complete machine over here. I don't even know what's in it yet. I dug it out of a basement at a online auction. I was buying a bunch of other stuff, and it was just part of the lot. But I need to decide if it works or not. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to part the whole thing out. But I bought. Actually, didn't buy. My stepson found it for me. Like 90 hard drives still that were just factory refurbed.
Wow.
Still in the cases and everything. And I've been selling those for 2 years now.
I'm just glad that we live in opposite, far enough away from each other, because we buy a lot of the same stuff.
What I always tell people, there is so much stuff out there. You really never. It's like when I go to auctions and I see a bunch of people, I don't really compete with anybody because I buy when I want to buy, and I'll pay the price I want to pay. And if they want to pay more, they can have it. If I don't want to pay is what they want to pay, they get it. I mean, there's a guy that I was competing with on slides, And I really wanted them because they were medium format, which are a lot harder to find, which is the bigger slides. And he ended up paying like $95 for 2 big boxes of them. And I'm like, I just didn't want to pay that much. And he offered to sell them to me, a couple of weeks ago for what he paid for them. He bought them like a year and a half ago. He just never done anything with them.
We have a medium format camera that my wife will shoot with every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I need to get a digital back for it, but it's freaking nuts.
Yeah. Anything medium format is crazy. I've always wanted a medium format camera, but I can't afford those.
Well, neither could I, but probably one of the best items I ever found. I found a Hasselblad 503
Nice.
with 6 lenses, all Zeiss lenses, and a huge trunk. I had no idea what I found. I just knew that it was quality, and I threw some dice at it. And from what I had looked up on my phone, that I knew I would not get hurt. And I'm in the bathroom doing my daily business, and I hear my wife. She's sitting right here in the floor going, "It's a Hasselblad! It's a Hasselblad!" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I get done and come out. She goes, "It's a Hasselblad! It's a Hasselblad!" And I go, "What does that mean?" She goes, "That's the camera they took to the moon," because she's a photographer.
Yeah.
I'm like, "So what do you think it's worth?" She goes, "A ton."
Yeah.
And I said, "So you want it, don't you?" And she's like, "Yes." And I go, "So it's not worth anything." I'm out $300. So she was excited about it, and she's used it a couple times, but it's just a crappy digital back, $600-700, and to get one that's of any quality is $5,000-6,000.
Yeah, that's one of them. You're gonna have to keep wait a little while. You'll finally get one. You're probably gonna pay $1,200-1,500 for one, but that'll take that camera into the 21st century then. So
yeah, then you could do all kinds of stuff with it.
Yeah, my brother's a photographer, and he uses high-end Nikon digitals, but not medium format. He's I don't know. He's got thousands tied up in his stuff. So
a funny story about that is that what's funny is that my wife took a manual photography class because she's a photographer, and she went to school, and it was bring a camera to school day. And she comes walking in with this trunk, and she sets it on the desk, and like there's like 20 people in the class, and they're staring at her, and the teacher's staring at her, and the teacher's like, "Well, there's an elephant in the room." The box. And my wife goes, "Oh, this?" She opens it up, and I can imagine what it would be like to have like a 12-inch penis, because she just whipped it out. She's like, "Here it is."
If you're gonna dream, you might as well dream big.
Yeah, and puts the camera up there, and the teacher's jaw just like, he's like, "I've never even shot with one of these before." Yeah. And he's like, "Where did you get it from?" It was a paparazzi camera that somebody had back in the 80s, early 90s out in Hollywood. And it's the same guy, because I know you like vintage. Have you ever sold vintage Harley parts? Yeah, and I bought a set
right now.
I bought a set of the. I don't know what they were for, but they were 40s. They had the pump. They had the pump on the tank where you prime the tank up.
Okay.
With a little pump, and I bought them from him at the same time, and I paid $200 for those and sold them for $5. And that's the stuff I love to buy. That's the stuff that's just, it's amazing.
Crazy thing, camera thing I ever bought. I was at it was the craziest thing. I mean, you will talk about storage unit auctions that do really well. It wasn't mine, unfortunately. I lived in West Virginia at the time, and this little auction house, and this is like a dollar auction house. They literally would sell things for $1 or $2 or $5. It was a trash auction, as I like to say.
Yeah.
And they were buying storage units, and they would just bring the stuff out there and spread it out and auction it off. Well, they bought what they thought was 2 tractor trailers full of filing cabinets.
Oh my.
So that's all they were buying. They paid $500 for these things. They drop the tractor trailers off. They start unloading. These filing cabinets are heavy, and it turns out it is full of professional camera equipment.
Wow.
And there was so much camera. They had 2 specialty auctions. I saw camera lenses sell for $4,000 and $5,000 for one lens. So I'm at this auction, and I'm like, I'm just going to go and watch because I can't afford anything in there. And I start, really bottom feeding. I'm paying $5 for just big flats full of filters and things like that. Things I knew I could sell.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there, and I buy this old suitcase trunk, and it has these cardboard tubes in it. And I paid $3 for the thing, and I had no idea what it is. So I bring it home, and it's camera related. I can see that has a box in it and everything like that. So I start looking into it. My daughter's one that actually figured out what's called a camera blimp. And this is from the 40s and 50s. And what it would do is you would put your 35 millimeter camera in it, you'd shut it in it and put these tubes around the lenses, and it would muffle the sound of the lens activating, or the mirror activating. And so what they were used on Hollywood movie sets to take the stills while they're filming the movies.
Wow.
And I never even heard of this thing, so I started looking into it. I sold that $4 little trunk. I sold it for $450.
Wow.
And it was just a box with some cardboard tubes on it, but it was pretty rare. You couldn't hardly find them.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much awesome stuff. I ran an ad today on one of the local pages that I run, that me and my friend Paul, I said that we're looking for places to go dig. We're looking for places. I've already went to one and filmed it, and I want to find more. And I'm going to keep pushing until I can get into some more places and do some filming and do some buying, because that's really the direction I want to go with my YouTube channel, is getting out there and getting into barns and sheds. And
Yeah.
I want to fight off snakes and raccoons and all kinds of stuff.
I know where there's a good shed you can go look through. It's on YouTube all the time.
That one would be pretty conspicuous. I'd probably get in trouble.
Does it have green painted walls?
Yeah.
I can't speak to that. I've never seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But if I could, I mean, there's just so much awesome stuff. I tell you, I make you a promise that anyone that's watching this, that if you would go out and you would knock door to door, and you would, in a decent neighborhood, you don't want to do this like on the wrong side of the tracks, but go, hi, my name is so and so, and these have a flyer. These are the things that I buy,
Yep.
and I pay cash. That you will come home with stuff at the end of the day. I promise you that. Because the flyer lets them know what you buy, and that cash,
I know you're serious.
pretty damn quick.
Yep.
I thought about doing a YouTube channel, putting a chesty GoPro on, and be like, we're going to do it. Here we go. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, my name's John, and I don't know if you guys know me, but I run the local buy-sell trade page. I have the antique store uptown. Here's a flyer of the stuff that I buy, and I pay cash. Just wanted to know if you just wanted to
you get in the right neighborhoods, and where you're looking for a little older neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's a little bit on the downswing, and maybe just a little bit economically depressed, but not terribly. You'd be surprised what you could buy.
Right.
I mean,
Probably get it at pretty decent prices.
Yeah, especially when that's the times where you really go in and start making bundles, and somebody knocks on your door, next thing you know, you're walking out with $1,000, but they gave you $10,000 worth of retail stuff. I mean,
yeah. I mean, and you never know. You got to be on your game though when you're doing that.
Oh yeah.
But the best part about it is that when you're in that situation, that person doesn't have time to look it up on eBay either.
Well, neither do you though.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to go with your gut on those type of buys though, because you can't whip out your phone and look up the value of something right in front of them unless you're going to pay pretty close to what it's worth.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you do that, they're going to say, "What are you seeing?" Yep.
I never do that. I tell people all the time, I got to make money,
I haven't looked anything up anymore. I haven't looked anything up on eBay in forever. I just don't look. I know what stuff sells for, what I'm willing to pay for it, and I just don't bother looking things up. I'd rather be out there just focused on what I'm buying than what it's actually, what I could get out of it, because I know it's got value. That's all I worry about.
Yeah, if you focus on not paying a whole lot for stuff, then yeah, I mean, like if you're willing to go out there and insult, and I don't mean that you, but just almost insult people with your offers. Because I have a buddy that does this. He buys music equipment, and musicians are some of the worst people to get down on their luck. And they'll go out and they will spend $2,000 on a guitar, and they'll get a little hard up, and they'll sell that same guitar for $700. And my buddy's there with $700 going, I want to buy your guitar.
Yeah, I don't mess with musical equipment because I don't know it well enough.
Yeah.
And to me, that's something. Now, like certain guitars I'll buy, but most of the time I pass on that stuff. I let somebody else buy it. Yeah,
that's all he does. He plays guitar. It's his thing. It's like his thing. I took a guitar to him the other day, and I can't help but think I got a little taken in the deal. But I paid $1 for the guitar, and I traded him a guitar for an old turn-of-the-century pasta cutter.
Okay.
It was in a box. And
I remember seeing that one. Yeah, you showed that one. I remember seeing the video on that. So
yeah, and the pasta cutter was cool. The guitar was cool, but I mean, I could have put it needed a new beauty ring. It needed a lot of work done to it.
Yep.
And if I would have had to have paid him to do the work, I would have been out about $300. And at the top end, that guitar was worth $600. So I'd have had $301 in it.
Well,
And I still could have flipped it and made a couple hundred, but there was a lot of physical condition with it too.
See, I like swapping with other people though when it comes to that type of stuff, getting other resellers involved. And hey, I bought all this stuff. I don't like selling this type of stuff. I know you love it. Why don't we work out a deal on some of the stuff you don't want to get rid of or you don't like to deal with? Because maybe it's not you're not expert in it or you just don't feel like it.
For me, it was an issue of wanting to get maybe something a little bit cooler. Like I gave him a really cool guitar, and I feel like maybe I should have held off and maybe been like, I don't really want the pasta cutter, but your house is full of cool stuff. Let's see what we can find. Because I'm going to trade you a $600 guitar when you're done with it, and I'm getting a pasta cutter. So
the next deal works around in your favor the next time. You just never know how this stuff works out. So
yeah. But it is a cool pasta cutter. I got to say that.
Yeah, I like it. I thought that was neat. I've seen those, and they sell for decent money. You're not going to get hurt on that one. So, I've seen
hey guys, last night I had popped in on Tracy's show for probably about 20 minutes, and there was a guy on there. I don't know if I never saw that before, but he showed his listings, and it said eligible to list was 2 billion.
Yeah, I think Dusty's is like that. I know a couple other people that are like that. Mine's is like, I don't know, 500,000 or something like that. I mean, it's a crazy thing. I've never gone back since it went up over a couple 100,000 listings. I've ever even messed with it. I
thought it was a glitch or something. And I know, John, you have unlimited listing, but 2 billion. And who has 2 billion? It was a guy. His name was Phil. He was from down there. I think was he in Alabama too? Craig. I think Craig might know who it is.
Phil that was on there.
Yeah.
On my second account, I can list 70,000, and I've only got $22,402 listed on that. So, I don't know.
I can list $450,000 worth of items.
Holy
wow.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. How do you tell that? Like, where do you go?
Go to your seller's hub, and it's down at the bottom.
Your grandfathered in, Jason. You're like me on my main account.
Where is it though? At the bottom.
Hey, welcome back, Jan. They were asking about you, Jason.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Banana split.
They saw the banana, and they were talking about ice cream.
Ice cream. I like ice cream.
Yeah, and I said he should be here to read the messages but I said he stepped out a second.
You can only see that number if you're on a TRS-80.
Oh, wait, I got one.
Well, get it out.
You need to fire it up.
Fire it up.
I like the Commodore 64 personally.
Where is it?
You probably don't have
monthly tabs.
Bottom left.
What year is your account? What year did you register that account?
This account is
the number I want to
07. This account.
07?
Yeah.
The number I want to see more than that is how much have you sold on that account. That would be the number.
Are you over $1 million on that account? You're close.
I am at, this account is 9964738
That's close. I'm almost in the $1 million club on my main account.
And that's only like 100 items, right?
No.
Yeah. He sold like a D5 or D8 cat or something like that.
My other account has I'm just short of 500,000.
I wish I'd kept some of my other accounts. I mean, I bounced in and out of accounts for a few years because I was working full time and wasn't doing much eBay for about 10 years, and so I didn't even keep accounts active. So I didn't open this account I have until 2014. Because I had another account that I had just about as much feedback and probably just about as much sales, but it was in my wife's name. And when my wife passed away, I wasn't allowed to keep that account. So that's one of the negatives about having an account in somebody. If you have an account in your wife's name, so they can your spouse's name, I should say, so they can have some income to show for Social Security and things like that. If something happens, you have to shut that account down. They won't let you keep it open. You can't transfer the account to somebody.
Yeah.
Now, if you have both names on the account, then you can. But with just one name, you can't do anything with that. So
Really? I had no idea. I need to put my wife's name on mine. She put herself on my second account so that she could call, because she takes care of all that stuff, and I need to make sure her name's put on my first account. Not that she's going to continue to eBay. I'm guaranteeing you what the hell's going to happen. The day I die, she's having me shoved in a box. I'm going to be cremated, and we're going on a road trip to the ocean, and she's going to move to Alabama or something, and sell off everything, sell off my store and sell off the farm and both our houses and all my collectibles and everything, and it'll be sayonara. Goodbye, Midwest.
But you won't have to worry about it.
John, do you want
It's like, we joke with Jason about all the time. Says that if something happens to Jason, his wife's got to call me because I know what she has into the stuff. So.
I know. I might as well just give you a key to the warehouse too. So it's kind of funny. I remember my first eBay account, which I don't have anymore. I remember getting rid of it because I was getting so many negative feedback from people that just didn't like me. So, because back then you used to be able to leave negatives without actually buying anything.
Yeah. Oh my!
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to get some people that were like, if you were in a niche, some people would get jealous that you would sell a lot of stuff, so they would try to sabotage your account.
But that was also when you could leave buyers, leave negative feedback for your buyers too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you used to be able to do that back in 2007, if I remember right.
They wiped all that out though. If you any negative feedback you got as a buyer, they removed it when they went over to that new system.
I love when people would leave positive feedback but write a negative.
Oh yeah.
I had just the opposite. I had a negative feedback left that had a positive message in it.
Oh yeah, they won't fix it. eBay doesn't. They don't care. They just they don't want to mess with it. But if you're like, he says it was a great item, but he left negative feedback. Well, that's what he wanted.
It's funny. I had one of those today. I look in my feedback, so it was positive, but it says the only thing I don't like about the seller is he doesn't respond to emails. So I'm like, what's this guy talking about? So I went through my message thing. I took his name and did the search through all trash, sent, everything. Not a single email from this guy anywhere.
Well, he was right. You didn't answer any emails because you didn't get them.
Do any of you guys do global shipping through through the Kentucky?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Now we just ran into an issue. Someone bought some robotics parts that go to Italy, and somehow they were, I don't know, something happened on their end in Italy. I don't know what's going to happen. Now, I got it to Kentucky. Is it out of my hands? Because
that's all you're responsible for is getting it to Kentucky.
Yeah, you're done with it now.
Tell them to call you.
It was $175. 3 parts from my son listed it.
Yep, that's all you got to worry. I mean, that's the nice thing about going. I mean, that is the one real advantage of global shipping. You get it to Kentucky, and you're done with it. And it happens because they repack a lot of things, and that's most people don't realize that. You can pack it up really nice, maybe with some extra padding, and eBay will get it. And sometimes they'll take all that extra padding out to get into a smaller box, and it'll get destroyed on the way over there. But you're done with it at that point.
Yep. And you usually get that email that says that it's moved on. It's right. Don't you get a notice that it's left the facility in Kentucky?
Yeah.
You're done.
That's what I had told my son, but he wasn't sure, and I said I think so, but it's $175 order.
Oh, Scott's found an Epic type haul today.
I thought it said Epic too. It says Eric.
Oh, God damn.
I did the same thing.
It could be Epic.
I read Epic.
I don't know.
Scott, did you get paper and bird slides?
Bird slides. Craig, you're never going to leave them alone.
I said that I've sold all my bird slides. I have bird photos left because they're not matted and framed, and I only have 2 cases left of framed and matted pictures. I'm almost out of that guy's total stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I spent $800 on that pick, and it was an online auction, and I had thousands of pictures and images and things like that. So
I'm just messing with you, just giving you a hard time.
I think I left my first feedback on my main account from a proxy account that I had. I vaguely remember this because this was way back in 1998. But the first feedback on my main account was from another account called John316, and I think I had registered that account as just another bidding account, and I was trying to get feedback on this account. So I wish I could find. I wish I knew the username and password for that account.
Yeah.
It was a bidding account. It was a bidding account, so you could bid up all your auctions.
Yeah, no, it was a. I had multiple accounts. What I would do is back in the day, you were allowed to run up like $10 worth of eBay fees. So I John316. I just created that so I could run up $10 in fees. Really not very John316 like, but run up $10 in fees, and then I would open up another account through. I used a thing called Alaska. It was like, I think it was called Alaska. It was like an internet to where you dialed up to an internet and then you could connect and you download your internet or you download your email. That's what I meant to say, not internet. It was a dial-up email service. That's how old this was. Wow. And I would just use different accounts. I don't even think they're in existence anymore, so there'd be no way of figuring that out.
Yeah.
Dude, one of my favorite things that I remember back in the day when eBay was first happening was I remember spending some absurd amount of money for a digital camera. That was like the worst digital camera ever. It was like
my first digital camera was an Olympus with 1.2 megapixels.
I think I had one of the. I had an Olympus, and it was gold looking. It was pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, it was a brick. I mean, it was, and it uses the big SD cards.
Yep.
I mean, real big ones, and they were like 32 megabyte cards. And I think that one was only, it might have been a 2 megabyte card or something like that was originally in it.
Yeah, they didn't hold much.
But I used that thing for probably 5 years. It was great pictures.
I used that. I went through a phase before I even got that. I was taking Polaroid pictures and putting them on the scanner.
Oh yeah,
nice.
The first camera I had was the Sony Mavica, or however you pronounce it, that had the floppy drive in it.
Drive, yeah.
It took terrible.
I have one of those. Yeah, with the little floppy.
Yeah, the 3.5-inch floppies on it. You could. Yeah, what's really sad is those things aren't worth anything.
No.
8-10 bucks. I mean, maybe if you get lucky.
That camera was about like this. It was a good size.
Yeah, it was thick and heavy.
Yeah.
I just remember my early camera. It was very like grainy, the pictures a bit, you know.
Oh yeah. And what's sad is that Olympus, like I said, I paid $180, $190 for it, and I just bought a Nikon with 20 megapixels for like $2.25. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm using a a Coolpix. It looks like this, a Coolpix 180, and I like this because it has a big handle you can grab.
Yeah, that's what I do find too.
Yeah,
I like mine because it has the articulating screen.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
I've got an $800 camera I use.
Yeah.
Well,
B500. I can't stand using a phone for taking eBay photos. I mean, I know a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I can't stand it. I got to have a camera in my hands.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's different. Compact flash. That stuff didn't last too long, if I remember right.
I still have those cards somewhere.
Oh, I
a lot of the
flash cards. Yeah.
A lot of the Cisco routers use them for memory.
I've got a compact flash to USB reader somewhere. So.
Yep.
I found the person who left me my very first negative feedback.
Ever.
Over 2 months, promises but no card. Scammed for $2.80. Buyers beware. My reply on January 1st, 2001 was, yeah, the big $2.80 scam. Why would I scam $2 out of a person get alive?
Wait, hold on. $2 was a lot of money back then, right?
Yeah, $2.80. Yeah.
Well, the good thing about the $2, you didn't have to pay PayPal fees on it. Because it was
I
probably
put
a
that money
check.
in my pocket as change, and I jingle it so the ladies knew that I had money in my pocket.
Hey, look who's here. Scott, what's up, man?
Yeah, I was inside. I had to come outside. I don't want to be accused of keeping everybody awake tonight. So Eric, I got these transparencies.
Oh, those are 3D slides.
There's two good things about them. I got this damn many of them.
And the second one is that he owns it.
No, these are like summer of '59 San Francisco.
Yeah, those are hard to find.
The lady, when one of them I opened up, the lady was taking pictures of stars' houses in the mid '50s.
Oh, nice.
You know what the second best thing about them is?
What?
They were free.
I got them from one of your buddies' sourcing spots.
Good deal. Those are 3D slides. I got a bunch of those up there. I got some red border 3D slides too. Those are really hard to find. You have to take special slide projectors to see them, and you have to wear the glasses, and it's a 3D effect and everything.
Oh yeah, I got some of the red borders too.
Yeah, those are good. Those are real, and those are really. If you sell them in large lots, you'll get $400 or $500 for a decent sized lot. Oh, yeah, those are even going to be better.
That's Judy Garland's house in on 144 Maple in 1955.
Yeah, those are. I see those. That's the type of stuff you'd sell by itself.
Alan Ladd's house.
Nice.
Humphrey Bogart's house.
You're guaranteed to get your money's worth out of them.
Oh,
yeah, I paid $10 for the whole lot. You know, it was. I started looking at it. I'm like, how much you want for all those? She goes, $10.
Oh my God!
Somebody jumps out of the ball on its own and crawls into her hand.
He couldn't get the money out fast enough.
Yeah, so that was a.
Now those you can still scan those with a regular slide scanner. You just scan one of the images and it'll comes out just fine.
Right.
But you'll do really well with those, providing I don't buy them off of you.
God, you know, Scott gets the most amazing buys. Like I was at a flea market with him once, like last year, and this guy it was garage sales. The guy's on the table. He has this giant Wii set up with tons of games, this, that. I'm walking over. Scott's handing him a $10 bill. I'm like, get the fuck out.
He said, would you take 10? Would $10 do it for all of it? That's what the guy said to me. I'm like,
yeah,
$10. He was like,
I can do that, you know.
Yeah, today was the I got a 3DS today. The lady said, well, my kid hadn't played with it in a while. What you thinking? I'm like, how about $20? She said, man, that sounds great. I'll take $20. It's a 3DS case game. It's got 6 games with it, a charger.
Well, about $100 for that then.
Oh yeah, it's worth not just a player by itself. It's a teal color, so it's a little hard to find. It's worth $94 by itself.
Nice.
Yeah, we hit pretty big today.
Hey, Turtle Trader.
Who are you with? Just Harlan?
Yeah, just me and Harlan.
I saw he put a video up. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, me too. I haven't had enough time in the day.
Yeah, we went live from his house to show his haul. He hadn't done live before, so I was helping him set it up. He's got a lot of problem. A lot of part timers got. He's between work and everything else. He doesn't have time to edit videos and do that kind of stuff. So I'm like, man, we should just do the live hauls on Saturday after the yard sales, and that way that eliminates editing on your side. So we're going to do that for a while, see how that works out.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and you got to do enough videos so you get comfortable just making the videos before you really start getting into, okay, now how can I make them better with the editing and things like that? And it does take time to do all that.
Yeah, because the first thing he said after the show was, man, I didn't really think about it, but when it's on your channel, you got to be the one to keep the conversation going. I'm like, that takes a minute to get used to. But, if you don't have guests that are talkative, he had me there. I'll talk forever, but
I can talk all the time. So,
but whenever, so yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. So we had a lot of fun. He's actually we were going to the flea market tomorrow, but he's got to go help his brother. His brother got food poisoning right in the middle of the flea market in Nashville, so he's had to cover up all his stuff up and check into a hotel. He's been so sick.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and his brother-in-law was like 6 booths down, but But on our way home, they were ahead of us. His wife was ahead of us. They were involved in a 5-car wreck. So he'd already gone home to be with his wife because they'd been in a car wreck.
Wow.
Him and his wife and mother-in-law. So now the brother-in-law is not there, and he's there by himself sick. So he just covered everything up and went to a hotel room.
Reselling is dangerous.
Well, I mean, it's like anything else. Stepping out your door is dangerous nowadays.
Especially in Pennsylvania.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, half of our crew here is from Pennsylvania, it seems like.
Well, half is 2.
I know.
That's some of that Alabama math. University of Alabama math.
that makes total sense now. I get it.
So are y'all just hanging out tonight?
Yeah. Chilling, avoiding work.
Serious. I was just about to start working, and then boom, Pat went on. I was like, okay, I need a distraction from doing nothing.
Well, we were sourcing before Pat comes on, and Pat gets on. I was like, maybe we should join him over there because I got a stack of stuff I got to take photos of, and I'm like, I don't really feel like doing that tonight.
I know Pat looks so lonely. I was like, I could see Pat.
Yeah, so
I was listing and stuff, and I was like, late when it gets certain time late at night, I'm like, let's see who's live. There was no one live when I first went on, and I was like, let's see who's out there. It is hard going on by yourself. It makes it a lot easier to kind of conversate with other people and stuff like that. And you see, Scott, when I come on, I have a new background now, Tuesday and Thursday.
that's busy.
It's colorful. I got one for John too. It has a Christmas tree on it. So I
want mine to be rainbowed.
I think he's rainbow when he's got back here. So
Yeah, you're not far off.
Rainbow like yours, and we're gonna do special lives. We're gonna be special.
After a while, people just get used to the junk behind you. I did a couple shows on the road, and they're like, "Where's all the shit behind you?" We're kind of used to that by now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they judge you based on how much stuff shows up new, and then how long it takes for you to move it out. I mean, they can tell whether you're working hard or not. So,
that's the Shane method, right?
Yeah, stack over there by his camera.
For about a week, Shane, you could see his floor, and then that went away.
That went away.
Yeah. I don't know how he works in there, that poor guy.
Well, people were saying that Scott had photoshopped the hotel room, that maybe he wasn't even at a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were you didn't spend $800 on hotels. You were photoshopping that whole bill. So
Actually, it went cheap. I had a night. I spent a night at friends one of the nights. I only spent $600.
Nothing wrong with
Still
that.
made money.
Hey, Scott, did you see the comment from Don, the auction professor, about the phones on your surplus video?
I did not.
Yeah, he left a good comment. He was saying that they go for good money and stuff like that, and he put the timestamp on where you showed him, and a lot of good comments on there.
I don't think Scott's going back anytime soon, right?
No, because next trip we're 3.5 weeks out from heading to
Vegas,
Austin, Texas.
Oh, Texas. Okay.
Well, you got Austin, Texas, and you got eBay open, right?
Yeah, then I'll be back here maybe 14, 15
You
days.
need to move your Nashville hangout, though. Your meetup.
All right.
You got to move it back a week.
Why is that?
It's the first week of school starting for a lot of people.
All right, I'll mention it. Let's see what.
I mean, see what you can do. I mean, I don't know.
So who's in charge of the Nashville?
Phil's handled a lot of it. I'll
Okay.
send him a message in a few minutes and ask him if he realizes that date is.
Check around. I mean, that's up here. That's around the first week of school for everybody up here. I mean, I'm assuming it's pretty universal. So,
Is he going to use his Facebook group to communicate out?
Yeah, that same group is still open. That Nashville from last time. So.
Hey, Craig, where are you? In a basement?
You what?
Are you in a basement?
No, this is my bedroom.
You know, I can see
I asked
that.
for the same thing last night.
Yeah, I can see that.
So Scott? How's your son working out with the listings?
Oh, fine. You can see my sales went from flatline dead to all of a sudden I'm selling stuff again.
I need a son like that. My rocket scientist is just getting ready to graduate kindergarten, so I got a couple years. Hello.
There'd be times it'd be nice to have a second person to help you with the work.
I always wish I could just clone myself. Make
But
things.
Then
What
you
if-
have two people sitting there doing nothing.
Sure.
Is there really enough people to be that damn anal in your shop?
I think it'd be neat as hell.
Yeah, Jason wanted me to be yelling at Jason too because he forgot to put away the screwdriver. I mean, it'd be kind of fun.
At least one of them can figure out that smell coming out of the bathroom.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think there's a drain under one of those floor tiles that got covered up.
Yeah, apparently there was a fountain in the front room, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it smells like a dry drain and then something that needs water in the P-trap so it doesn't bring the vapors in.
Yeah, it happens like maybe every other day, just once. I mean, it's just a minor inconvenience. I grab a can of Febreze and it's gone. But
It's minor because you're used to it. If you're not used to it, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Actually.
true. The worst is, thank goodness I don't usually have people come in because
Yeah.
that would be a lot worse.
You walk in like, damn, Jason, what have you been eating?
Oh, it's so bad.
Hey, Jason, they pick on you a lot. I remember coming out at the flea market, like this sanitizer feels like soap.
I always do stupid stuff like that, though. Who puts regular soap in a porta potty? Okay? Hand sanitizer. There's no sink. What am I doing with this soap? I left it up and I'm like, where's it going, dude?
I can tell you what you're doing with it. You're lathering up. That's what you're doing.
Let me tell you. Plus, you got to remember, guys, I was on like 3 hours of sleep. I mean, we really all were. We were just bumbling around, man.
Yeah, but the one thing I'll tell you, that's what I remember from the trips, and that's what you remember from doing a lot of this. You got it when you know you're coming near friends, man. Stop by and hang out. I mean, you can't imagine the fun. I mean, we laughed and carried on for 5 or 6 hours straight.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, this job is so freaking, you're just so self-centered. You're so into your small office or whatever. Very rarely do you get out and just talk with other people who understand where you're coming from on everything. Yeah, because if you're in your area and you're talking to those people, they're probably your competitors as well. So
yeah. No, I mean, it's so great to even just in Hangouts, bouncing ideas off one another or questions or whatever, it's.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it. I mean, just doing it in Hangouts, how much money have we all made just because you were hanging out with other people and you're learning different things and you're finding out different stuff? I mean, that's probably worth, $4 or $5 grand a year just on, hey, you should buy that type of stuff. Yeah.
How much am I making on this? Because I never would have picked it up.
Really? Oh man. Well, I'll give you $100 for it.
Without seeing everything you've gone through with it, I never would have. I wouldn't look twice at it.
Yeah, no, those are really, really good.
Harlan was looking at this big game. It's one of those dartboards, the English dartboards on the wall, the amusement games. He bought it for $20, and he was trying to get the cord out from under it, and that big tub was on top. And I grabbed it out. I'm like, "What the hell is this? How much is this?" But he's buying the big arcade game, and I'm buying what's on top of it as it trying not to hit us.
I mean, that's the case of just being out there. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, people just, they associate you with Amazon, but you got to have the eye for both formats. If you're selling on both sites, man, you got to be out there buying for all of it.
Yep.
Yeah, the opportunity with yard sales is just too much to pass for at most places. It's especially early in the season. The end of yard sale season that kind of tends to be a lot of leftovers.
Yeah.
But right now, there's stuff out there. I mean, it's ready to be had right now.
And the margins are typically pretty good.
They're almost great usually. I mean, it's just a matter of putting in the work. I don't go out and do yard sales though. I don't have the time, and I really just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, it's something to be like, get in your car, drive around, get out, get in, get out, pull up. And then a lot of times you're doing a drive-by because it's like baby toys and stuff. You don't really want to.
If you see a bunch of pink, just keep going, because I've never been like, oh, look, it's a yard sale with a bunch of pink, and I pull over and be like, holy hell, look at this Super Nintendo with like 50 high-end games or anything. No, it's just kids' clothes and kids' toys and kids' VCR tapes. I don't know why there's still VCR tapes out there floating around. They should have all made it to the landfill by now. But
I don't know. Harlan picked up another 4-pack for a couple bucks today. Sony 4-pack, brand new.
Yeah, those are good.
Well, me and Eric were searching, Facebook Marketplace, and we found in my area a guy selling. How many VHSs was it, Eric?
It was, we added, and now these are movies, VHS movies, but he had $200, and it was well over 1,000 movies.
Yeah,
and we're like, is it worth it? Is it worth picking up? So we just started, because we could see some of the titles. He had some vintage horror movies in there. We know those are actually pretty good. So there's $8-10 a piece for some of those. So, we figured it's probably worth $500-600.
Yeah, and then I was dividing the guys, like, you could tell it was in, like, what was it, a basement or something?
Yeah.
So we'd have to, like, carry him in out. And I'm like, you know what? After all that work and sweat, I was like, to make a couple $100 now.
Yeah, not worth it there.
Yeah.
I got 400 of them for $10 2 months ago.
Oh yeah.
I said if I sell 2 of them, I'm fine. But it's those horror movies or some of those older ones, even the kids ones. I sell, but then at the end, you take them to. Sometimes you take them to the flea market and you sell them for 50 cents or $1 a piece. Taco found a whole box of the DVDs. Probably like 100 of them, and he sold a whole bunch of them just this past week.
Yeah.
DVDs aren't the same. DVDs are still.
I know.
I mean, the problem though is Scott can't buy that stuff anymore because Scott needs to watch every movie in its entirety to make sure it works. Remember that, Scott?
I remember Scott used to sit back in the corner. He's testing VCRs, popping in movies to see how they work.
Yeah, I found a better way. I picked up 4 VCRs yesterday, and I just flipped them locally. To somebody here. I'm like, man, I might listen to these things. It paid for everything I bought yesterday. I'm like, all right.
Hey, Barry is asking. He wants to send you a taser, Scott. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I'll shoot him a message.
Yeah, his address is on his page. If you go,
yeah, it's on any of my videos. There's an address on every one of them.
Right.
Or shoot me a message, Barry, on Facebook. I'll send it to you. Yeah, we talked about that, tasing each other in a video at the same time.
Make sure you save some of those adult diapers just in case.
Yeah, I just sent in a box of those too.
I'd rather be tased than pepper sprayed though.
No, not me. I'd rather be the opposite.
I've seen pepper. I've seen pepper spray used. I've used pepper spray on people. I'd rather be tased.
I'd rather just not any of it happen to me. I've worked pretty hard for 40 years of my life to never get tased or pepper sprayed. I get pulled over by the cops. I keep my hands on the wheel, and I'm like, "Yes, officer. I got to get my wallet out. Is that okay, officer?" And I hand him the stuff he asks for, and I've never been beat or tased or pepper sprayed.
I'm not allowed to do it that way. I have to have my hands on the wheel, and as the window goes down, it says, "Officer, I am a concealed carrier, and my gun is here." And so, before you freak out, this is where it's at. So,
yeah, and usually they thank you for telling them that, and they actually, I've already had times where I haven't gotten tickets because I've told them that.
I have to in Ohio. You have to notify right now.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to run. I'll be back if y'all still on.
All right.
All right.
See you, Craig.
Luckily, I didn't see any officers this trip. So.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. I haven't been pulled over since 2003.
Hell, I got pulled over twice going to New York last time.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Well, how fast were you going?
I got pulled over in Buffalo. I got pulled over somewhere else between Buffalo and Albany.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm still pissed at you, man. You didn't bring me any wings from Buffalo, man. How
Yeah,
could you do that?
I got a T-shirt.
Ah, what a wing. Now I'm hungry. Great. Thanks.
Yeah, wings would be good right about now, though.
I think the worst state to get is Virginia. Get tickets. I got a ticket and I paid it late, and it wound up turning into a $600 problem.
Wow.
I remember back in the day, Pennsylvania used to put right on the border how much over the speed limit you're going for, and how much the ticket was going to be, and it was in a big billboard right when you crossed the state line, and it was crazy compared to Ohio. I mean, Ohio you got a 70-mile-an-hour ticket back then. You'd pay $80-$90. Pennsylvania started at like 175 and went up, so crazy prices. I don't do anything to get pulled over for. I don't even speed anymore. I drive like a little old man.
I don't speed anymore either.
Yeah.
I got a radar detector.
Let me tell you, if Scott could add nitrous to that van, he would.
So
can't have a radar detector in Virginia, that's for certain.
I leave after both these jokers. I go out of my way to make a stop. I go 20 minutes out of my way to make a stop and come back and still beat Jason to Kimmer's.
Oh yeah.
I told you I got turned around the GPS.
I was there first.
And I needed gas.
No radar detectors in Virginia. That's only if you get caught.
And they will catch you though.
Okay. Not if you've got the newer ones that are spending a little money that they can't detect. So.
The good thing about Virginia is they're pretty good about it. If you're out of state, all they do is make you smash it on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple friends pulled over in Virginia, and they just say, "You got a radar detector?" And like, yeah, well, those are legal. Here, you take it and smash it on the ground. I won't give you a ticket for it.
It's funny. There's a small town I go through on my way to the warehouse, and there's this like known speed trap there. And the other day I was telling Eric they have those light up signs that say like whatever, buckle up, whatever. This one just said obey. It was like something out of They Live. And this week it says your mom called. What did it say again, Eric? I forgot now. Your mom called. Did you buckle up or something? Like, I don't know who makes these like signs up. It's terrible.
Yeah, they don't work not too bad. They get you on 66 and 64 in Virginia is where they like to hang out at. Some of those back countries where you're especially when they know when you're coming right out of West Virginia, and then when you're going into DC, they like to nail you.
Yeah, the last time I went to DC, it was like 4:00 in the morning. They were still running radar. I'm like, what the hell?
DC is the only town I've ever been in a traffic jam at 3:00 in the morning.
Jeez,
that is crazy.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't like driving in DC at all. It's just terrible. But if you have an easy pass, you get in the easy pass lanes, and they're never in there, and you can do 80, 90 miles an hour. They don't care. So.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do any kind of traveling and doing this, you got to buy an easy pass. Oh my. You can't imagine how frustrating it is to pass everybody only to be passed sitting in a damn toll booth.
Yep.
That's maddening.
And last time I was out there with Jason, Adam was with us, and he didn't have he's got it now. He didn't have it set up, and Jason and I are flying right through the toll booths, and he's having to stop every time throughout the buck or two, and we ended up beating him there by like 20 minutes because he had to wait in line. So
yeah. I even think that old van had crank windows on it too. In 5 minutes
Didn't he buy the Dodge, the Ram?
Yeah, he's got the Ram 3500 or something like that. It's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one Taco Stacks has got. He tried to say, he's like, don't you want to buy this van? I'm like, hell no, I ain't buying another Dodge.
Hell, Taco Stacks could buy 2 vans.
It's not fun to drive. I can tell you that, Scott. I was a passenger in it for a while. It's like being in a big drum.
Especially if it's full, it's not so bad. It's like when you rented that NV 3500. I mean,
yeah,
that thing drove really nice.
Well, no, it's not just that those vans, the I forget, Dodge, Ford, whatever, they make you the front end's like going, so you feel like you're like right on the road, like there's nothing between you and everyone else.
But the 3500 is a little too stiff too in the suspension. I can't imagine until you put some weight in it how bad it rides.
Usually, when the more weight you put them in, they ride better.
Yeah, because me and Terry went to California back in that damn E350. That thing, I still think I lost brain cells on that trip. It beat so bad.
You lose brain cells on every trip. Who you going?
Yeah, I know I shouldn't have said that. Wow.
What's causing you to lose brain cells, Scott?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He's just a deep thinker when he drives.
Yeah.
That and he watches Nevermore Antiques videos.
Yeah, that'd be enough to make anyone go crazy. I've been trying to buy views on the internet so people will actually watch my videos because nobody watches them anymore.
I'm picturing some giant like cafe in Japan with 600 computers set up in a 400 square foot, all watching Nevermore.
They're like, hey guys, this is John from Nevermore Antique.
And there you go. Oh, John.
Johnny's son. He pay a lot of money for views. He good guy.
Oh, that's so wrong.
I actually watched quite a few of John's because he's one of the few that pretty consistent about putting out a video. So
yeah, that's the thing that Jason and I are not good at is consistently putting out videos.
Yeah, we're the opposite.
Consistent of making money though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a trade-off. I mean, video making. If you got, especially people in the audience, you don't realize if you haven't done it, it takes a lot of work to actually put videos together and make them right and good content and sit there and talk and everything. It's tough.
yeah, and then I start a video from Jim and Tara, and I'm like, because I put the mat back up because I just listened. I'm like, are they ever going to start talking? I'm having to put the mat back, and they're pulling shit out of the van. I'm like, they're like 6 minutes in before they start talking.
Yeah, their last video I was watching. I'm like, because I'm driving down the road. And I'm like, I put this. Is it playing? Every night I can hear wind noise. And I look down. I'm like, what?
I did the same thing. I'm like, is this thing still connected to the stereo? What the hell? You got us, Jim. Good one.
That's a nice thing. I just push a button on my dash, and it pulls anything I'm playing media-wise off my phone. It just plays through the stereo. So,
Scott, are you still going to get a van before the summer's over? Or I know you were doing something with the air conditioning.
Yeah, I've got to pay for the air conditioner first.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love this blue Sprinter. Hell yeah.
are you going to get rid of the blue van then?
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the blue van. It sucks.
Is it still breaking down on you?
No, because it don't leave the driveway much. We drive it around town, but we don't. It never leaves town.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It needs new tires before I can go anywhere, and I refuse to put tires on if I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah.
You gonna upgrade into more of a cargo van, or are you just gonna go back to keep a minivan going?
I'm gonna get either a 144 Sprinter or that same size Ford, one of the two.
Yeah, I just picked up a Ford pickup, but yeah, maybe next year, maybe 2 years from now, and then I'll pick up like a Transit or something like that.
Yeah, Eric got a nice stick shift pickup.
That's right. 1990 Ford, man, that's what I like. I like old school stuff.
Yeah. I like to have a small box truck. I think that would be sweet.
Yeah, so this way on Eric's off time, he can drive through the neighborhoods taking out mailboxes and stuff with that thing.
I like because I can work on it. I can't work on some of this new stuff.
Not a bit.
Oh yeah,
parts are cheap. I mean, and like I said, it's built to haul it. I'm going to get a trailer for it, and I think I'm going to get a cargo trailer. Well, I got a chance. There's a horse trailer it's probably going to go really, really cheap, and I'm thinking, man, can I turn that into a nice picking trailer or not?
Geez, you really have to scrub it down.
I don't care about that. Yeah, I only paid like $1,300 for it. It was only got 120,000 miles on it. So
Yeah, don't be like me. I used the SUV car last week, and a can of paint went all over the back.
I saw that. I was like, oh man.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And it's still half of it's in there. And then it smelled like mold for a week, so we had to let it air out outside, open and stuff, to try to.
So here's the big question, Pat. Are you going to do more storage units now?
Well, when I did it before in the past, I used to have a pickup. Yeah, I'm going to do more because there's people in the area that I've made some connections. And a guy said to me the other day, he says, there's a lot of stuff we just throw in the landfill. He goes, we don't even do auctions. We don't even be bothered. He goes, if you come and pick it up, he goes, you can have a lot of the stuff for free.
That is one of the secrets of storage unit buying. If you go out there, even if you don't buy, if you make enough contacts with those guys, because a lot of those guys, they only want the furniture, or they only want the electronics. They don't want the whole thing, and you can actually make deals right there. And if you offer some free labor to pick to help them get some of that stuff loaded, you'll get free stuff.
Pat?
Yeah, and they look at it. They it's not going in the landfill, costing them money, and again, they don't want to be bothered with some other stuff. So.
Pat, next storage unit I buy, I'm calling you up. You can come take whatever I don't want.
All right.
There's always a lot.
Well, the guy used to have my cart when I used to have a little business when I had the restaurant, doing it on the side. I had one lady, she wanted me to clean out her unit, and I should have asked more questions. She says, "Oh, just deliver it to my house." She lived in Hoboken, New Jersey. And you know where I live.
Yeah.
And it was right across from Manhattan, and the elevator door, I don't even think was 3 feet. We had to squeeze the stuff in the elevator, take it up 5 stories, and I be honest, I probably did all this stuff for like $250, and it was I had to rent the U-Haul. I mean, I think I might have netted $75 for 5 hours, and me and my son doing it.
Wow.
And I didn't even get none of the merchandise in that one. So you kind of learn sometimes, just like with listing and stuff, you kind of like the people that gave me 1,000 books. Oh boy.
Thanks.
Some of them are going to go probably in a burn pile one day, but just because it's just not worth the effort that it takes. And some of them are in poor shape and stuff. And that's what I want to try to do, is get my listings up. I'm running into that problem now where I'm listing a lot of this low end stuff, and I'm sucking up my what I'm allowed to list. It'll say, "Oh, you can list $7,000 worth more stuff," but I've already had the number of listings, filled.
Yeah. You need to get your
Time to bump up to a different store level.
Yeah, I just need the cash flow to be a little bit more steadier, and to be honest, have less junk, have more some stuff. To be honest, what I'm going to do in the future, I'm going to go to the flea market and just like taco, sell it off at $1, $2 a piece. And I when I had the restaurant, I used to do the yard sales on like July 4th weekend and Labor Day weekend, and used to net about $600-700 for about 10 hours.
Well, there you go. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
What is this limit you speak of?
Yeah.
What? What is that?
What are these limits you speak of?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I never have. It's funny because my son, who's been on eBay less, has higher limit than I do. But now you can call, if you know how to do it, you can call in every month and up your limit. But just because you're upping your limit doesn't mean that you're listing good stuff. I probably have $30,000 worth of stuff listed, but realistically, I should be turning $3,000 a month, I would think.
That'd be a good phone call to record that one. Can they can you increase my limits from infinity?
I did the call where they upped my limits. Steve says his account has 0 limits, grandfathered in.
Yep.
Yeah, if you've been around long enough and you've showed consistent selling, I mean, it's not hard to get your limits. And the only thing they ever ask you is, why do you need your limits? So, I just bought a whole bunch of stuff. I'd like to get it
right.
up.
And they, where are you getting the stuff from? That's what they ask.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I just, to be honest, I had so much stuff that, when you start, years ago when I did this part-time, it was only 100, 150 items. When you start getting into 1,500 items, you're taking up 40 or 50 totes or boxes that I got to start getting better organized because
I think I have about 60 bankers boxes that I have merchandise in, and then 3 shelves.
Yeah. I mean, where are you putting all this stuff now? Like, what space are you in?
Well, I have my own house, but I started in the attic. That's why the Christmas tree didn't go up there. So I had about
your inventory's up there.
Yeah, because it was we had at one time a cat in the basement, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna have a cat. The smell, the hair, whatever. And then it was easy for me to go up in the attic without having to skip over the cat. So then once I started, I've been making money, but my problem has been, and like Scott says, the disease. Every time the opportunity comes up to buy stuff, you just keep on plowing the profits back into what you think is a good deal. Now lately, I've been selling some stuff that I listed 3 months ago. Some of that stuff has been selling off. But sometimes I think I get caught up in the deal too much, that I get too excited, and got too much stuff.
Right.
You gonna start cherry picking some of that stuff then?
Yeah. And again, what I'm starting to do is even sometimes some things, if there's 10 of them there, maybe I only buy 5. Where I like to get more into sending stuff into Amazon because, the margins aren't as big. But it seems like it's less work. Pack it up, ship it in. I was at a place tonight. We had to go shopping at Wegmans, and I scanned. The first thing I scanned, they were selling them for $3.50 at the Wegmans, and they sell for $12 on Amazon, and I was allowed to sell it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to buy. I only bought 5 bags, but if I sell the 5 bags, I make my $39.99 fee for the month, and everything else, I make as profit for myself.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's all good. I mean, speaking of room, I mean, even Scott, I mean, he's doing Amazon like crazy, but look at him back there. He still has a whole garage plus what else, Scott, you got?
We're not going to talk about what's above his head right now.
Storage buildings don't count.
What
Did you get rid of your storage unit?
No, I bought another one.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
I told you.
I don't think people understand when you're doing Amazon how much you gotta keep the cash flow and how much inventory you gotta buy and send in to do a certain number. I mean, I don't think hear stories where someone sends in 20,000 to Amazon and they do 200,000. The math doesn't work the same as it does in eBay. It's a much different. Because I see the people chat on the side. Well, how much stuff did you have to buy to do 100,000? And they kind of don't get it. I mean, I'm only selling 1,000 a month on Amazon, so I'm netting like $250. But my struggle is just finding stuff that I can be approved for.
It just takes time.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. But I think I got to put myself in a position to back off a little bit on some of the, and this is why even talking, you guys learning. I mean, when we were on, was it Jason? Yeah, Jason's channel the other night, and we showed the sales and those things. I think I can be smarter again, and I have to admit, you have to buy less junk.
Yeah, it all starts at the beginning when you're buying, right then and there.
Now, luckily, I don't have a lot of money tied up into, so it's not like even probably the $30,000 worth of stuff that I have listed. I probably only have, I don't even think I have $5,000 tied up in all that. So,
I mean, I probably have. I mean, for me, it's hard because when I buy in such bulk, all I do is if I sell at 10% of it, it pays for the whole thing. So to me, that inventory is free at that point.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I mean, I could take my almost everything I have here and just throw it away. I've got maybe I need to recover 2,000 or 3,000, but I could do all that and not be hurt by what I have.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people miss that point, Eric, because they'll give us a hard time about all the stuff we got back here, and I'm like, listen, I spent $110 at the yard sales. I sell the video game system. All right, we're even. Now what? Now I've got no money into. I bought stuff yesterday. I bought 4 VCRs that I've already sold to VCRs locally. It paid for everything else I bought at the flea market. Now I have no money in the stuff. Well, actually, I had $2, so I got $2 left in everything.
Yeah,
Right.
and that is the key right there. To any when you bulk buy, you pay for most of what it is, but just a small portion of what you bought, and then your profit comes from everything else that you got to sell. And there's no hurry to sell it, and that is the biggest time. And Jim and Tara said it right there in the chat. It's just that stack of stuff it's a bank account. It's just in merchandise because you know what? There's going to be lean times when you can't buy. Maybe you sell out a lot of money for household bills. You had to put a roof on your house or something like that. Now you've got, I took out all my cash to do that, but I still got $20,000 worth of stuff I just need to sell.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's certain months, if anybody's really looked into it, that certain months are stronger for certain items on eBay. In other words, like sporting goods, obviously because of the season, like good for the summer, but like Don, the auction professor, he says he sells postcards every day, all year round. Yep. Something like that doesn't affect. I just sold a box. I was surprised. Obviously everybody knows Kmart. For 50 cents, I bought a box of vintage Kmart. Vintage. They're probably 30 years ago of Christmas cards. I sold them for $8 2 weeks ago, and it's not even Christmas time.
Christmas sells all year round. So does Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is? If it's something that people will collect, they'll collect it all year long when it comes down to it.
That's why I like to sell in the collectibles and antique area, because they'll buy when they have the opportunity to buy it. When they see it and they want it, they're going to buy it. It doesn't matter when it is. Whereas clothing is seasonal. It's kind of seasonal because if you're selling globally, every season is different all across the world. But for me, if I'm going to sell slides or something like that or images, people are going to buy that when the mood hits them. So
right.
So when does the mood hit you?
The mood hits me to buy all the time.
Now, are any of you guys buyers on eBay at all for your personal self?
Sure. If I'm buying something on eBay, it's usually because I have a need, like I'm buying car parts. If I'm working on a car or I need something, I don't collect anything. So to me, I can't collect because I sell. It's one of those weird things. To me, I never see the value of a collection when I think, I can sell that for X amount of dollars. So I stopped collecting a long time ago.
It's like doing drugs and selling drugs. One or the other.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Scott, you don't. Do you want any?
Do I do what now?
Do you buy eBay items at all for your personal use or self? No, you don't collect
labels, boxes, bubble wrap.
Okay, yeah.
I do. I collect, vintage computers and stuff. And I'd say at least 80% of my collection is from what I've found, but sometimes I'm looking for specific parts and stuff that I need to complete systems, and there's where I'll hit eBay up, and I also buy a lot on eBay to flip back on eBay too.
Technically, I collect a lot of Pyrex on eBay because somebody knows my passwords.
Yeah, I still like to collect some things. I'm into the sports cards a little bit and things I couldn't have as a kid. Occasionally, I'll buy the metal lunchbox. I'm not crazy. I'm not spending no $200 for a damn lunchbox. John, the stuff that I got for you, I got off of eBay that I sent. That's what's neat. You could type on eBay if you're looking for a certain item. It's out there.
I think the biggest problem is I can't pay retail for anything.
Right.
I mean, I can't. I mean, because I know I'm going to find it cheap somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, you also have to note the one thing about collecting, if you're in this business, is that that's also like what we talked about before. It's money in the bank. Once I get tired of collecting or I want to switch to something else, all that can be flipped back, and usually half the time it's worth even more than what you originally paid for it a few years ago.
True. I mean, you've got thousands of dollars worth of computers sitting there, and whenever you decide to move on from them.
Yes, Eric, I do.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem collecting stuff. Like, I guess I do buy some things to keep for myself, but it's never like, well, I'm keeping that because I enjoy it for the moment. But I don't have like a permanent collection of much. There's a few items that I have that I had when I was a kid that mean a lot to me, and then just the stuff that means the most to me is the stuff that's absolutely worthless. I have a freaking mask toy over there that me and my best friend in the whole world played with in his backyard, and he had a yard sale and he seen no value in it. I buy everything for a quarter a piece, and I'm 40 effing years old, and this stuff's still sitting over there in my curio cabinet because in my mind I see me and him in his backyard playing cars, and I miss that. I got stuff for my mom. I got my grandpa. When my grandpa passed away, I got one of his hunting caps and I got his Bible. And, so the stuff that means a lot to me is sentimental. I don't care about stuff. I don't know. I like having stuff around me, and I guess that's why I bought an antique store, because I can put stuff in there that makes me feel a certain way. And people are always messaging me when you open it up because they just love the look. But for me, it's a feeling. It's like, I don't know. It's how I buy stuff. If I see something and I go, oh, that makes me feel that feeling.
Well,
like when you see a pretty girl, like, oh, she's gorgeous. Like for me now, it's not about women, it's about junk. I'm like, oh, look at that sign, or oh, look at that bike.
You're at that perfect age. You're the perfect customer for anybody on eBay. That's who I'm trying to sell to. Is that thing that makes them go, oh, that's really cool. I mean, I've got like a little vintage ashtray here that it's actually
that is cool.
A little ashtray, little spin tray. But finding somebody who's like, I remember, mom having that, or I really want that. I've always liked that, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the cool stuff there. So.
Yeah, I used to buy a lot of Alabama stuff on the internet. Then I moved to Alabama. Now it's every freaking where.
Now Scott just wears it.
Yeah, I mean, because when you're, and a lot of people do that, I'm sure. You follow sports teams and stuff. You can find a lot of stuff on eBay. It's much easier, usually a lot cheaper if you can buy it through eBay versus going through the websites.
Yep.
But that ended once I moved here, and you can't go in a store without seeing something.
Oh, I bet.
I buy stuff for my older son at Christmas time on eBay because he likes the Eagles, the Phillies, and so it's just easy to go. I mean, you're not walking into Walmart and Target and finding these things, and it always seems it's so hard when the kids get older. You want to give something at Christmas time what to buy, so I'm still a fan of eBay, going on there and buying such things.
So I'm looking at a picture on the Bama page I look at. One of our guys, he plays for the Seahawks now, DJ Fluker. They challenged him to get in a smart car. He is 6'5", 342 pounds, and they've got him pictured in a smart car. He said, I didn't know how I was going to do it because my body's about as big as the whole car.
That's fun.
That's right. I had a Geo Metro back in the early 90s, and
I had one brand new.
Those things were actually big on the inside. I actually had to move the seat up. I'm 6'2", and I had to move the seat up to get comfortable in that thing. I mean, it was just because the engine was so small. You had such great leg room in that thing.
Yeah, and headroom, because that's what I hate. When I like to get in, I hate banging my head on this damn ceiling. I got married in '92. That year, we bought a Geo Metro, brand new. It was a 4-door, like a neon blue, for $8,200.
Yep.
But I
had the '92 hatchback.
You could change the oil. You didn't have to put it up on jacks or nothing because you could reach right in there.
That old 3-cylinder motor.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, it's getting to be 2 hours and it's getting late. I appreciate everyone stopping in. This was spontaneous, so I appreciate all you guys stopping in. If you guys want to say anything before you go?
Like and subscribe.
John's like thumbs down.
John,
Thumbs down.
no thumbs down.
Yeah, don't do that to poor Pat.
Hey, let's get Pat to 1,000. Make sure you're subbed to Pat.
Yeah, if you have,
Yeah, what are you at now? 830, 829? There you go.
Yeah, 829. Last weekend was huge because, when I played the Uber Eats guy, a lot of people got a kick out of that, going on Shane and hanging out with Scott, and then Taco had put a link on his page from when I had met him before, and just all that happening within sort of 1 week. I had like the largest growth, close to 200 in about 9 days. So, yeah,
I'm at 317, so I'm catching up.
there you go. Jason, I think weren't you at like 360? And then you went.
I hit like
Jason was like 401, and then he comes up in the morning, and he's like 397.
Yeah, I'm back down again. So if we want to get that goal of 400 again, please.
Yeah, well, no, it's always weird, the YouTube math. I saw that reminds me. I saw Scott. I saw a lot of good people. That was cool that Taco did that with you. Look who I ran into, and then people commented on the video, on your other video, and said, "Hey, Taco sent me over," and that people love you too, and they thought it was cool too. Two big YouTubers meeting up together.
Yeah, he truly was that. If y'all don't follow him, I mean, he's the same good guy. He appears in video. He's down to earth, very humble. I talked to him for like an hour and a half, man. He's just a good kid.
Yeah.
And
I bought those Elvis cards, and you know how many people are like, "Oh, I want to buy those Elvis cards," and I said, "I already bought them." And come on, send it. They were telling him to send, and not everybody reads the chat and stuff like that, but it's amazing how many comments. Gets to a point where when you're getting 300 comments on a single video, how can you even respond to everybody?
you
I got some
can.
original Elvis photos in one of my totes over there. I should
Yeah,
get those.
these were like in 1990s Elvis cards. They were. He said, "Oh, just give me $1." He says, "Pat me, just give me $1." I'm like, "No, I'm going to give you $3." Then I buy, and he's like, "What do you need that for?" And he's so. It's like I'd known him for years because he's so laid back and he's nice, easy to talk with.
I've got a set of awesome license plates that I want to send them. They're personalized license plates, and they're for some kind of airline pilot. Must have had personalized license plates. I like to send them to him because at one point, did he not have a church or something that he was working out of, and that he was going to put license plates all up on the walls?
No, the license plates are in one of his outbuildings.
yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a church, but I could be wrong.
He has like 2 or 3 outbuildings. He lives in an old like farmhouse.
Yeah, he needs to bring in. That's what I always tell him in his videos. Bring in some gravel so you don't have to wade through the mud.
He just did that this past week.
I'm like, I know you're making enough money on YouTube that you can bring in some gravel.
Yeah.
Are you still collecting plates there, John?
Say what?
Are you still collecting plates too?
Like, no.
I thought you were getting license plates for your store.
I mean, I'll put them in there. Pat sent me one, but it was because it had the 444 on it. And that number
And the state.
That number haunts me. My payment on my store before my insurance and my taxes a year is $444 is what I pay, my base payment on that store. And my insurance a year is $1,444 a year. That number, if you follow me on Facebook, that number follows me everywhere. And Pat sent me a license plate and it said 445, and I said, "That's so close, but it's not quite it." No, who was it? You, Pat? You sent me the license plate.
Yeah, I gave you. What happened was I sent you the same. I gave Taco one, the same exact red one from 1977, state of Missouri, and it had 445 on it. So then you had mentioned 444, and I went looking, and I found 444 Missouri.
Yeah, that's crazy because that's going up. That ain't for sale. That'll go on my. I'm going to have a carpenter come in and build a shelf behind my register. And when people from my YouTube channel send me stuff in, my links in my video, my address to my store, I'm going to put the stuff on the shelf behind me. And I'm going to, one day, 20 years from now, when I get to 100,000 subs, if I get a silver play button, I'm going to put that on the shelf there. And that'd be all my YouTube stuff. That's what I want.
Nice.
Then when I die, my wife can throw it in the garbage.
By the way, Eric, you said you had those Elvis photos or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that to the left? Is the Ark of the Covenant there?
It's about there, yeah, something like that.
Eric's got like everything back there.
If I point like this, it means it's back there. So it's not listed. If I go back here, it's listed. See, unlisted, listed.
Oh, there's a system. Got it.
Yeah, yours looks. Eric, yours looks normal, like a reseller, and Jason looks like he's working at a cubicle.
Yep. Well, this is my home, so I keep it kind of neat, and
You keep it kind of neat. You keep your office kind of. There ain't nothing not neat about you. I've never seen anything messy. I keep it kind of neat.
Yeah, even my litter box is clean.
I'm sure. It's like following the cat around. You got a poo kitty? I got the spatula.
Scott, when you had done your house down there, did you have that garage with the house, or did you build that?
I built this.
Yeah, I saw when you did one of your videos. Oh, I was watching the Pyrex video again today, and I saw when you were walking through your house. I'm like, wow, his house is nice. It's organized and doesn't look like. Frankly, it doesn't look like my living room. And I said, no,
house.
Yeah, everything's outside, so there's nothing in.
Right.
And Johnny's had
Include the garage, right?
Shut up. What the hell?
Here we go.
And one of the things just I got a housekeeper when she got sick because we were awful at housekeeping anyway, and so that's really helped with her spirits and everything. So instead of getting rid of the housekeeper, I got somebody to mow the grass too. Damn it!
They're going to start calling you George Jefferson. You done moved on up.
I'm like,
dude, that was on the other night.
I'm like, guess what I did yesterday while I was at the flea market? They're like, I'm like, I mowed the grass while I was at the flea market. Jody called me. The yard looks really nice. Keep shopping.
Did you ever get rid of that tractor you bought, the lawn tractor then? Remember you picked that up at Van Massey's and it had problem with the wiring or something in it?
Oh no, I got it rewired. I used it all last year but the dogs found the other one, so now it sits back there dead.
Scott's waiting for like a lawn Roomba to come out.
They make those already. They make those. Yeah, I've seen them.
Oh, okay.
Her house looks like it threw up a storage unit. I can sympathize with that look.
What's it say?
Yeah. Threw up a storage unit.
I had 2 kids over today doing my grass. We had rain 5-6 weekends in a row, and then the damn mower the belt wouldn't go up the hills enough and stuff. So my son's 2 of the robotics members came over and we'll help you out, and they spent probably about 4 hours today cutting all the grass and cutting the.
They're robotics. Have them make you a robot.
Yeah, well, they have those. One of my wrestling buddies has a how do you say Husqvarna? What's that?
Husqvarna.
Yeah, he has one of those where it goes out there and it does the whole yard by itself. But it's something like $600-700 for that thing.
That's because it's worth it.
Yeah. He has a small flat yard.
Yeah, that's less than 1 year of lawn care, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't work on mine. I have hills, and I got 17 acres here in Pennsylvania, and we have
17 acres.
We have 17 acres, but we have to mow about 4 or 5, and the rest is all wooded.
I thought I was crazy because I kept 4. We have 40 acres, and I keep like 4 of it cut, and the other, I couldn't care. I've not went over. I mean, I haven't went over the fence where the cows are at or up in the woods in years because there's snakes in the woods and coyotes and skunks, and the cows kicked me one time, and I'm like, hell with this, I'm done.
Yeah, that farm's hard work. So
Cows are crazy, man. They sidekick you. Like, you got one got out, so I'm like, I'm gonna get some feed. I can do this. I've watched the cow guy. I'm a cowboy. I just put my boots on and I go out there and I'm like, watch this. And a cow, this mean bitch of a cow, this red cow, she got close to me. I'm like, whoa, ladies, you're getting a little close. So I smack her on the side, and she kicks me like freaking Bruce Lee, like side kicks me in the nuts. I drop to my knees, and these cows are circling around me like I'm like, you ever heard Bulls on Parade? Like that's like playing through my head because I'm like, they're getting ready to take me out. I was scared to death.
You're on Running with the Bulls all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm like, from now on, now he's got a real bull over there, and he's a big black Hereford bull. And I mean, the dude's balls are as big as my head. I'm like, I'm not messing with you. You stay over there, and I'll stay over here. I don't want your ladies.
now, do you are these meat cows or that
Yeah. They're
you,
yeah.
you take them to a local butcher?
I don't take them anywhere. My guy does. He takes care of them.
Yeah.
He just keeps fields cut and blades my driveway every once in a while. Puts a little gravel down.
Yeah, I have farms up the street and stuff, and one of the guys is a butcher and stuff like that. And being in the restaurant business, we used to actually the one year I went to support the local 4-H club. I bought a pig, cost me $600 plus I think another $1,000 pig, and I couldn't even use it at the restaurant because the guy who had the butcher wasn't inspected by the state, but he had been doing it for like 40 years, so. I wound up just giving some of it away, and we ate some of it. And
yeah, there's no way. Could you imagine? But we have feral hogs in the area now, and I hear people killing them and taking the bacon out of them, and they claim it's really good.
You got to start selling hunting rights to those hogs on your land there.
I hate animals. I hate bears. I hate all the animals. I hate them all.
What about copperheads? I heard you hate them till you killed one of them, right?
Yeah, he was a little guy though. I ran him over with the lawnmower. He thought he was gonna attack them. One of those 3 blades underneath my bad boy. He realized he wasn't a bad boy.
So calm down, Bo. So I think Pat ended the show like 30 minutes ago.
no, that's okay. I ended it about 10 minutes ago, but we got more people watching now.
Someone just came in.
So that's the key to having a successful show. Get on there and say, okay, we're going to end now, and then start talking. So.
Yeah, and what happens is I always feel bad because like when I go on Scott's show, he's like, okay, we're going to end it like at 10, and sometimes we're still talking at 10 after 10. So I feel bad if I'm holding people up. And once the conversation gets going, the show can go fast. It's just sometimes the warm up in the beginning.
Yeah, true.
So,
very true.
But hey, I do appreciate you guys coming on and hopping in tonight.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So how about? No, just messing with you. That's John.
Who's busting chops, John or?
I was getting ready to act like I was going to start another conversation. I'm busting your chops. Jason
that's
said and told me to do it.
Oh yeah.
So, that's okay.
It's that guy over there.
Hey, there's a winner, Eric.
Come down. I couldn't see the picture. Come down a little bit.
It's
the Eiffel Tower.
Ah, okay.
Man.
Now you're gonna get your son to list all these on eBay, right?
Yeah, right. If I give them away for $1.
How does Scott go in the septic tanks and come out smelling like a bouquet of flowers?
This one says it's Paris, Versailles, and Helicourt or Helicourt in October of 62.
You can do well with those.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of work ahead of you.
They are a lot of work.
Or you could flip it to Eric. You never know.
Oh, there's boats. I don't know where they are, but there's boats.
There's boats.
Oh, there's a good Eiffel Tower. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
you can do that pretty good.
Bobo, come down.
What was that, Jason? Are you growling?
That's Bobo right there.
Bobo.
Yeah, say hi, Bobs. That's Chunky Bobs.
Are we getting like rally roots when they get to the end? They have their little dog come in.
No, he's not a mascot.
Oh, okay.
I've got a cat and a sleeping dog over there.
Yeah, sleeping giant.
He's not a giant. He's small compared to my old dog.
I'm actually the only one awake in the house tonight. The kid went to bed, but he had got up at early 6
Yeah,
o'clock.
Cars at a motorcycle.
That's the money one.
Scott, how many do you think you got in that box?
It was big, right?
It's 20, about 20 slides per box, and it looks like you had about 40 boxes. So
wow, so he's got over 800 slides. Yeah.
Yeah, and I said you'll probably sell one or two of those slides for more than what you paid for the whole box. So
I know Scott. He'll be bored with it after 10 minutes. I'm telling you. That's what I did. I flipped him right over there.
That's something.
That's the statue. What's it called? The horse.
The horse. I don't know what it is in Paris.
yeah, it's in one of the fountains. I mean, the good thing is, I mean, they're because you've got the location. It's actually not hard to figure out what you're looking at because people take pictures of the same stuff. So, I mean, you probably Google horse statue Paris and you'll find it. I mean,
And there's like 5 million of them that come up because apparently that's pretty popular.
yeah. But having 3D slides is a big deal. That's a whole different animal. So
That's some kind of castle with its gardens on it.
that could be Versailles. I mean,
Yeah, it's got a big V on it. Maybe that's a hint.
So, guys, are you doing anything special for Memorial Day? Do you guys do barbecue or anything like that?
nope.
I'm
Yeah,
going
no.
to in-laws for a barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be.
This is my first. Oh, what is that, Scott? New York? What is that?
What? This is all Paris and Versailles.
Oh, okay. This will be my first Memorial Day off in 20 years. I mean, Scott can attest to this. When you were in the restaurant business, you worked a lot of holidays.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Retail's the same way.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to close it down here. I don't want to be rude. I appreciate everyone coming on, and people are in the chat. You like and subscribe to all the channels here. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. If you guys want to say goodbye.
Yep.
Later.
Roll Tide.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.